So imagine this scenario. You're out on the water, you're having a tough day. You know, you can't catch many fish, can't really figure them out. And then to add insult to injury, a storm comes in. I'm talking wind, I'm talking heavy rain. You forgot your rain gear at home, so you're all soaking wet. And after the storm blows through, you're kind of sitting there wondering, what the heck do I do? How do I catch fish? I couldn't catch them before. Surely I can't catch them now that a storm has blown through. And in today's video, I'm gonna discuss my favorite fishing technique for the time period just after it rains, no matter where you are in the country. Hopefully the tips that I tell you guys in this video can help you guys become better anglers and help you catch fish, just like this one and this one. Let's talk about it. Well, as always, folks, my name is Tyler Anderson. My goal on this channel is to help you guys become better bass anglers. And today, we're going to be discussing a topic that I'm super pumped to talk about, and that is the topwater frog. Really kind of topwater in general, but at least up here in the North Country and down south, the topwater frog is my go-to lure when it comes to fishing just after it rains. So I could jump straight into the fish catches like you just saw those two fish right there. We will get to that at the end. So if you guys want to skip there, feel free, you can. But I'm going to talk about what rain does to an ecosystem. So rain kind of acts as a factory reset per se. So you have, of course, fish bite really well when the rain is coming. When it's like prefrontal, they bite really well. Then when it's raining, most of the time you can't really fish all that well because it's pouring down rain. But then after the rain, something cool happens. And of course, if you have a ton of rain, it'll flush a ton of dirty new water into your ecosystem that can actually harm bass fishing. So I'm not talking about like you know, biblical style floods here. I'm talking about just a standard rainstorm, lasts 10 minutes to 30 minutes, that kind of thing. It can actually serve as a reset. So let's say you weren't catching fish near the bank, or you weren't catching fish at all that day. You get a rain, all of a sudden it washes all sorts of bugs into the water, all sorts of new nutrients, and kind of the ecosystem restarts itself. And so you have the bluegills that move shallow, all the plankton move shallow, and of course the bass move shallow as well. Now, not all of them. Some are still gonna stay deep, especially in the summertime. But when it comes to rain, I love to throw a topwater frog after it rains. So before we hop into the fish catches, I want to show you guys the combo that I'm using. So my favorite frog, it's become my favorite over the past few years, is the Strike King Popping Perch. It is a really cool frog because it has a unique skirt design on the back, or I guess unique tail design, that really allows it to kind of flare out as it's walking. It has, of course, a cupped mouth so that it can, you know, pop if you want it to, or it can also walk just like a normal frog. And I throw it in two colors, white and black. Really the only two colors you need. I do throw one color that's, I think it's tiger frog maybe, for a river in Minnesota, because it matches exactly what color the frogs are. But most of the time, if it's sunny, I'm throwing white. If it's cloudy, I'm throwing black. Pretty easy. I have 65-pound CR Smackdown braid. I've got a Lew's custom speed stick 7.6 heavy, and I've got a Lew's Hyper Mag and an 8:3:1 gear ratio. This is a very important combo for me because it allows me to make super long casts, still be pretty accurate with the 7.6 when it comes to close targets, but the 65-pound braid and the 8:3:1 gear ratio are a must when fishing around stuff like this, as you see in the background. So I will have all that tackle linked below, as I always do. But I just wanted to sit down real quick and tell you guys that rain does not have to ruin your day. Of course, if you didn't bring any rain jackets or rain gear, and you might get rained out because you get cold. But when it comes to rain, I love fishing topwaters just after a rain. I found that smallmouth love eating a popper right after the rain, and largemouth love eating a popping frog. Now, the reason why I chose a popping frog over a normal frog is because we have some more open areas here, and so I want to be able to really get the fish's attention over deeper grass, and I think a popping frog does a better job of that. So without further ado, let's hop into a few fish catches to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. I'll show you guys how I'm working the frog, and of course, show you that big old monster largemouth, my biggest northern largemouth to date. We'll see you guys next time on TRF. I get fishy vibes from this place, man. I get real fishy vibes from this place. Go on him. Holy cow. Holy cow, that's a big one. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy cow. My gosh, it's a big New York largemouth. Holy cow. Whoa. I literally watched him eat it. I saw the frog was still outside of his mouth. I gave it like one more second as he swam with it. I saw it disappear, and I set the hook, and look where it's at now. Oh, look at that thing. He's got it so deep he's bleeding. I'm gonna, gosh. Oh yeah, this guy's going the live well. That's gotta be like a 5-pounder. That's big. Oh, let's get some water on him. Oh, that was exciting. Holy smokes. That thing's big. That had to be one of the coolest frog fishing catches of my life. I watched him eat it right there. Kind of nibbled on the back of it. It wasn't even a huge blow up. And I went down to set the hook, and I saw the frog was still outside of his mouth. Then all of a sudden I saw the frog disappear, and at that point I knew I was good to set the hook. If I had gotten excited and set the hook earlier, I would have missed that opportunity. But that was awesome. Holy smokes. Let's get another one. Gosh! Oh no! Dang it. That was an insane bite. That was cool, man. He came out of the pads to eat that thing. Or out of the pondweed. Man, I didn't give him long enough. I should have let him go down on the mat with it. That was awesome. Got him. Oh yeah. Bring it in here. I don't think you are very big. Are you my first small largemouth I've caught? Wow. My first small New York largie. I didn't even know these things existed. My first sub 3-pounder. Thank you, buddy. You gotta give them the business, folks. That's what you gotta do. So I wanted to take a second to show you guys exactly how I'm working my frog. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm almost always moving it fast while pausing it in the open areas and kind of the juicy areas. It takes time to understand what's juicy and what's not. But I'm gonna, of course, open up the spool, take my left hand on the back of the butt, and either make a long cast over a flat or a short, accurate cast into a little pocket or skip it under a tree. Accuracy is very important when it comes to frog fishing, because you can, of course, you can make the longest cast possible, but you're gonna be missing a lot of potential key little areas along the bank if that's where your fish are, as they are today for me. And so I'm able to go behind people all the time that had just fished down the bank with a Cinco or a frog, and I'm able to catch fish behind them because my casts are more accurate and I'm able to make more of them in a shorter amount of time. You know, it's very important, as I talked about a few videos ago. If y'all haven't seen when I talked about the 5 tips for beginner anglers, my tips in that video was you have to know when to pull in a cast, when it's done. And frog fishing is especially crucial because in a pocket like this, basically your entire cast is a possibility to catch a fish. But if I'm casting to, I don't know, let's say that this point right here, make a cast right there, I'm in the strike zone here, here, and then I'm pretty much out of the strike zone. So you want to make sure that you are being as time effective as possible, because of frog fishing, especially if you want to catch a big bag doing it, it's a game of casts, and whoever can make the more accurate casts throughout the day is going to be the guy that has the big old sack of largemouth at the end of the day. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Makes sense to me, so hopefully it does to you, and let's catch some more fish. The shadow fall behind you. Gosh! Holy cow! Another nice one. Another nice one. Another nice one. Bring it in. Yes! Ho 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 ho. Look at that bad boy right there. Not a giant, but I'll take it on the frog. I had to pull him over that stuff right there. We'll put him in the well. Get a toothfish picture. Oh, we got some meat going on in here. That thing came out of like, look at that. It's like 6 inches of water. That's unbelievable. It's crazy. So dang shallow. I really want to see what my big largemouth weighs on the Connect scale. Comment below what you think it weighs. I think it's a 4.8 at least. I mean, it's a healthy fellow. Holy cow, that could go like 5.5. I don't know. Oh gosh. Oh, hello. Oh man, that's a big fish. I just don't know how big it is. Reset. Scale on. What does Connect Scale say? Yep, 5.19. Over a 5-pounder. Wow, that's a big one. My biggest bass of this trip so far is a largemouth. That's nuts. If y'all want to get a Connect Scale for yourself, it's the scale that I use to weigh all of my fish. I'll have a discount code for y'all linked below. I think it's like 15% off. Super accurate scale, awesome people over there at Connect Scale, and they got a lot of cool challenges and tournaments. You can actually win money on their app, so check it out when you can. I want to catch one more. I want one more fish. Oh, come on. Only little patch on this point. Jeez, come on. What kind of a joke is this? Oh, got him. Got him. Holy cow. There he is. Yep, big one. Actually, no, I'll flip him in. Dude, this is a big New York largemouth. Oh gosh, stay down, stay down, stay down. Yes, on the frog. This thing is big. Bring it in, yes! Oh, let's go! Goodness. All right, can you get the camera real quick? What I might have had? No, I don't think so. Oh, you're right there? And just like that, you got yourself a chunky fish.